Good morning, Bengaluru. How are you? Thank you, Girish. Thank you, Mithun. Really grateful to all our speakers. Adit literally landed at 9 a.m. Mithun came in from Hyderabad. Girish has come in from US. So a huge round of applause to our speakers for making it. And when the Chennai Super Kings are on stage, what do you say? You say whistle powder. Does anyone know to whistle in the hall at all?
Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
So, you must be wondering, this is quite an unusual combination because Girish is the founder of Freshworks, the first SaaS company to list on NASDAQ. And Mithun Sacheti is the founder of Caratlane, which he sold to Titan last year fully, and he's exited fully, and he's now very successful. Both of them actually invest. Girish is still in Freshworks. He's founder and chairman. Mithun has turned to the world of venture investing. So what is common between them? Because on the face of it, they are so different. Mithun is North Indian, Girish is South Indian.
Glad you had Indian in there.
Mithun has, comes from a family that has been in business for a very long time, whereas Girish is a first-time founder. But I discovered that both of them are the best of friends when they posted a picture last year celebrating Mithun Sacheti's exit over a plate of bhaji and bonda at Sangeeta in Chennai. So tell us about your own journey, and I think the other thing that's common to both of you is that both of you decided to build out of Chennai. We just had Adit, who's moving from Mumbai to Bengaluru, and just like Karunya said, you guys said, we are not leaving Chennai, we are not coming to Bengaluru or any other part. So take us through your own journey.
Okay, I'll start first on how our friendship journey started. I think... So first of all, let me say good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you all in Bangalore. So you also asked what is common between North Indian and South Indian.
That's like a punch dialogue. Huh?
So we are both Chennai Tigers. That's what is common. Both funded by Tiger Global, Leaf Excel. So in fact, what I learned afterwards was my meeting with Leaf Excel happened because he had come to Chennai to invest in Caratlane. So at that time I did not know that. And then he was meeting other startups. I happened to be one of those startups and we got the check. But my first meeting with Mithun actually happened after both of us became Tiger companies. So I'll share this story. Like how many of you are founders here? Okay, so and we all know we expect our employees to not talk about salaries, keep it confidential, etc., right? And then we all know in India how it is. Everything is porous. So I think our friendship started along those lines. Both of us initially were not taking salaries, but I was used to a good, decent salary in Zoho. After raising funding, we thought, okay, we deserve to take salaries. So I had already talked to my board and got that. And Mithun's the first, within a few weeks of meeting, like that was our conversation. Like he was also not taking salary at Caratlane. And then
should we just ask Leaf Excel to give us a salary? How much should we?
No, how do we negotiate a salary with the board? Like after this is founder conversation. Okay, you're working for nothing, and now we have raised all this money. Is it okay to ask for a salary? What amount is the right amount? And that was actually one of the conversations that I remember, and that's how we connected as friends, going through the same journey of building a company, and pretty much we were, I think, 1 year apart.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, for the...
not in the age of the company. He's much younger.
No, so...
Couple of years.
No, the way SaaS ecosystem calls Girish is G. That's how you're known. But Mithun told me, Chandra, he's G to the rest of the world, but for me, he's Bhai. Tell us a little about that.
Before he answers that, I'll clarify, it's not the Hindi G, J-I. It's G for Girish. It's my Starbucks name. Sorry.
From my vantage point and the way and where I grew up in Chennai, I was building a business for India. Girish was taking Chennai to the world in a way. He's building something there and taking it across. It's liberal of, and I think I take liberty to call him a friend, but I've always looked up to him for everything as well also. And so, and I think that's how it really began. And even today, I mean, in no means the work that he did, I consider equivalent to the work that I did, because he really took it significantly larger. And for me, a lot of aspiration came from, he was a board member at Caratlane as well, and wanting to take this global. All of that happens because you see somebody who's doing it, and it sort of gives you that even you can do this. And I think at least the scaling part of it, a lot of motivation and a lot of feeling of even I can do this happened because somebody is so down to earth, so right, who I can meet and contact and speak all the time. I'm hearing about how he's thinking, how he was thinking about his product roadmap at that point. It was one product where he began the business and then kept adding different things. It made me think about, I was thinking, how does it relate to my life? And that's how our customer, like first anniversary to 15th anniversary of Caratlane customer came about as well also. So for me, from my vantage point, it's always been, I got a lot to learn from him. And I had the comfort that he would always call me a friend as well at the same time.
Right. Something that you told me, Mithun, struck me. I asked you, apart from the fact that both of you have given excellent exits to your investors, which is pretty rare in the Indian startup ecosystem, I asked you what is common between you and Girish, why did you connect with him? And you told me it's because a city like Chennai, people have, limited capacity to dream, but you found someone in Girish who had the kind of aspiration or ambition that you did, and that really helped you as a founder. So take us through that.
Okay, I wouldn't say that Chennai has a limited capacity to dream. I said the people who live in Chennai at that point, actually, were not dreaming large enough. Whereas Bangalore is a conglomeration of people who dream large come and live here. So that's the difference between the two things as well also. So a lot of people who work here actually are from Chennai. So to me, I could see someone who was dreaming really large, and through that, vicariously, I could live and expand my horizon and my dreams and make them larger and larger as well also on that.
You want to add to that, Girish?
Yeah, actually, I want to talk about something which is very relevant. Yesterday also I was talking about this with Shekhar Kirani at Axel. See, we all heard the Zepto founder talk about Uber and Mithun and how they had the conviction to go and build it big, even if it cost so much money, right? I think, and Mithun and I were talking about this, so it's not about Chennai or Bangalore. I think, and so many founders are here, so I think it's important to land that message. See, most of us come from a middle class background. So we have not seen enough money in life. So first time when somebody tells, hey, we'll buy you for 5 million or we'll buy you for 25 million, 50 million, we think, hey, it's a great outcome because you have never seen a crore of rupees in your bank, right? And that is the enemy. So actually, I am an advocate for founders when their company is scaling. They should even take some money off the table in secondary to take care of the home loan, to take care of the family, to take care of the children's education, so that their mind is free to go and hit it out big.
That's
right?
An interesting point, because investors usually are not too comfortable with founders taking money off the table when they are building, because there's no skin in the game. But you're saying they should, so that at least their comforts are taken care of. They're not tempted to.
Yeah, I'm saying they should take some money off the table, not the investor skin off the table. Yeah, but I think that mindset to dream big, suddenly it won't happen if we are not taking care of the. See, we live in a society where we have been constrained for resources. We have never seen money, right? Most of us. Again, Mithun is different.
I'm a Marwadi son. What money will I see?
Yeah, no, I think that's the other aspect. Like somebody who has seen a founder who has built a company for 10 million, the next time they're starting up, we can be sure they're not going to sell for 10 million. Now they have realized their mistake, the ambition is bigger. I think Mithun falls in that category. He had already seen a business being built. He wanted to take it even further. But I think for your question, the message that is pertinent to all the founders here is you should know that you will not know how big. I never dreamt that Freshworks become so big. My first goal was to get to $1 million of revenue, believe it or not. I wrote about this in our IPO founder letter where I said I dream in installments or increments, right? So the goalpost kept shifting. And I'm sure that's true for most. So we don't we don't make statements like a US founder saying, hey, I'm going to make a dent in the universe. I'm going to change the world. I did not start like that, right? So we start by saying, okay, I'm going to build a product. We'll try and get $1 million of revenue. Hopefully we can pay salary to all employees. And then once we reach there, we'll figure out what next. So I'm sure there are many people who are like that. And it's important to understand how big the opportunity is and go for the big swing, because it's not about you. And that the reason why I'm saying founders should take some money out is, if you sell out early, the founder will make money. But if you build a large enterprise, all your employees can make money, not just the investors.
And something that Freshworks did, right?
Yes.
You minted many millionaires because you kind of stayed the course.
Freshworks did, yes.
Yeah. But Mithun, you know, Girish is a first-time founder, but you kind of come from a family that has been in business. How did you develop that founder-first mindset, or the first-time founder mindset? Did befriending Girish help you in that as well?
I think I was lucky or unlucky, whichever way you say it. My parents' business is in Bombay. That helped me. I moved to Chennai to start afresh. And we didn't have any visibility of what we do in Bombay to the consumers in Chennai. So what helped me from my parents is the capital. What I had to start in Chennai had to be afresh in many ways itself also. Post that, the journey of Caratlane, I think that began the failures were so many in the first few years that you have no option but to start thinking like that and become like that as well also. I think the first success made me start the second business a little too early. In reality, I should have started a few years later. The idea could have sustained for a few more years in my mind, and I could have started then as well also. So I think the shop mentality of working through a store and being there and doing that, which was my first business of building the business, created that, very founder first sort of thing. Because you do everything literally by your hand. If anybody ever comes from a shop background, from a restaurant background, or these kind of background, you'll realize that one person, the owner of that business, replaces 3 or 4 levels of management. And he's doing all of those levels. And so that really is what you're telling the corporate world in a way, that come back to a startup because you'll replace 3, 4 levels of management and sort of work that way again as well also. So I feel the shop really got me going on that. And then of course all the interactions with everybody along the time, and most so with him as well, made a big difference in everything else that I do.
Do you miss being a founder?
One thing about being a founder is there's no such thing as an ex-founder.
You're always a founder. But you're happy sort of being in the venture investing world? Or will you look
I feel
at an
that
opportunity or a white space where you could make a comeback as a second time, 2x, 3x entrepreneur?
No, I think I will enable more businesses. How active will I be in each one of those is time to be seen on that part of it. I do feel that energy at like Adit's age that we saw right now is very different from the energy at where I am. And I am a firm believer of this one quote by Scott Fitzgerald, where he says, in your 20s, you see the world from top of a mountain. Every opportunity is a rolling stone. In your 40s, all you want to do is sit in a cave and protect what you have.
Where are you, Girish, in terms of this sentiment? Do you still feel top of the mountain, want to conquer? Or are you in a stage where, I've done it, let me take a back seat?
No, I think, by the way, before I answer that, I will add on to your answer. You should have also told everybody here that you've already founded Oro. So he's founded multiple ventures, and so he's a perennial, he's a chronic founder. So, I think one thing I realized, and I'm very thankful to a few people in Chennai who made me realize that what was my purpose? Or somebody asked me this question, what is Girish 2.0 after Freshworks, right? And I think when I thought about what do I want to do with life, so I thought about everything that I was doing and wanted to do. So Freshworks gave me the chance to show the world that, hey, we can build a global product company from India. So because I did that, we also created SaaS Boomi, where we were opening up our playbooks and helping other product companies, because we believe in India becoming a product nation. So we all know IT services contributed hugely to India, but the future is all about how can we solve for unemployment problem that exists in India through product companies that are global product companies that are getting built out of India. Third, I started FC Madras to actually help. We are in Olympics now. We always, every 4 years during FIFA World Cup, we wonder about why India is not in the FIFA World Cup. We have to first qualify in Asia. We are not even there. So somebody has to do something. So I created FC Madras, a world-class football youth academy for under 13, under 15 children. So last year, this year, under 13, under 15, we finished in the top 4 in the country. So someday the dream is to find a Messi from Madras, right? And fourth, I am also started a fund called Together Fund, where we want to invest in SaaS and AI startups from India. So from the outside, it looks like, why is Girish doing so many things? From the inside, it is the purpose that I have discovered is, how can I be a small catalyst in being an enabler for talent from India, mostly in the startup product ecosystem, to really win globally. And as a part of my charity, like I wanted to do it for sport also, because there are enough champions that India can produce. So I'm a believer in talent from India. How do we give them the platform to win globally? So that is what I believe is the purpose of, I've discovered that as something that I want to do. So I'm not looking at it as a Freshworks journey or a Together Fund journey or an FC Madras journey. So this is the journey of how do we
continue to wear all these hats.
How do we bring Indian talent to the global stage?
So what are both of you collaborating on now? I think Mithun is an LP and Together. I don't know if you are an LP in his fund. You all invest in real estate.
Today morning we were both collaborating at IDC, having Bangalore, Italy and...
You should tell us what you're doing. It's a good story. So you're investing in what now? And then you'll buy real estate and all together, apparently.
So I let Mithun answer that, because he's exited his company, I have not exited.
Please don't tell me you didn't make money.
There is nothing that I do that his team doesn't have visibility into. And any and every amount of what they want to do in that is open to them. And so that's it. I mean, if that one line solves that answer, I think that's easy.
So when we began the session, you described both of you as the Chennai Tigers, because you all had, Tiger Global in common. So today, if you have...
I'm an accelerated tiger because I have funding from Axel also.
I think there's Anand Daniel in the house. Where is he? Yes. So I want to ask you...
I had the luxury of saying no to Axel.
So I want to ask both of you, you all have seen the founder side and, you all are investors now. So what do you think you will do right as a founder VC that VCs didn't do well with you? I mean, I'm not saying Anand didn't do something, but something that VCs don't get, which founder VCs get or operator VCs get. Ankit is one, by the way, founder who invests.
So I can take it first if you want to.
Yeah, please. I don't want to take it.
See, I think most of the investors or all of the investors are very, very smart people who have great education.
Girish, don't give
Wait, let me,
very nice.
You want me to answer or
yeah,
no?
Answer.
Okay. So then, so you have people who are well educated, who have a learning mindset, who have come to investing to figure out what these companies are, what these startups do, and then they make their bets. That is the traditional VC investing model. So while we may not bring that Ivy League capability, as operators, what we bring is experiential knowledge. So a founder, especially in early stages, like if you're building a SaaS business, right? In early stage, it's not enough to know, okay, what are the SaaS metrics or what is your churn and NDRR, and you need to really understand what the founder goes through. Like, how will you build the org structure? If you're going to sell from India, like if you have to put a night shift, how many people would you hire in pre-sales? Or if you're going to do a performance appraisal system for the first time in your life and you have 40 employees, how do you design a performance appraisal system for 40 employees? You cannot take a Google performance appraisal system and apply it to a 40-employee company, right? So these things are things that we have lived through. We have made the mistakes. So as operators, that is the number one advantage that we can bring to a founder. It's not about this versus that. Maybe we will have blind spots in terms of not being able to assess a market properly, but we will. So that's the learning curve for us, right? But the advantage for a young founder wanting to take money from an operator would be, hey, if they have a problem, they can send a WhatsApp message and get a real-time advice that comes from something that we have made a mistake in the past, in the recent past, and help them with that. So that's the difference.
Mithun?
All of the above, and not the playbook, at least that I played on the D2C side of the business, has not been played by a lot of people, and a lot more inefficiency has gone in the way this has been built because of lack of experience than anything else in this space as well. And if that experience can be useful for some other people to play that whole thing, I think that's one value I would love to add for people. I ran a shop as a business. I have worked with possibly one of the best VCs that the 2010 to 20 sort of time saw in India, in Tiger Global. I worked with the most important strategic group in India and exited that as well also. So it's been a reasonable amount of journey. We built an outcome in which 350 crores of capital created a reasonably large amount of outcome on that. So I feel that the journey is still possible to do with even lesser capital sometimes. The capital is not the relevant part, but the right experiences as such. I think if that experience is something we can help somebody draw on, and if they see value in it, then I think we would add value back to their business as well in more ways than just capital. Capital is the same everywhere as such. This is that little bit more that we add as well. And some amount of understanding of the pain of a founder. I think the empathy is a very important aspect of it. In my Tiger Global was an exception in the way they would transact, in closing a deal or closing the paperwork and everything else. But all around me, I have seen how long things can take, how things can fall apart. How do you build empathy towards all of that so that you sort of solve for all that? And I think that's one empathy that operators bring a lot more than, just investors bring to that.
That's an excellent point, the empathy that operators bring. I think we're out of time, but I just want to get one final thought from both of you. We've called the session Chennai Super Kings, and rightly so. If there are a couple of, Chennai Super Kings you're excited about, startups emerging from Chennai, you're excited about, what would they be?
You should start with your recent investment.
And you should add a disclaimer, this is together portfolio, not together portfolio, and so.
Sorry?
I said add a disclaimer if it's together portfolio or not.
Yeah, no, I think, 10 years ago, you would have named one company, right? But now there are so many companies that are coming up. Chennai is now the SaaS boomi of India. So, there are many, many exciting companies. Like, I will probably talk about your investment, DepotPay. Mithun, I don't know if the news is public, but...
it is public.
Yeah, so... fantastic.
He wanted money from Girish, he didn't get, so he took from me.
So we have so many startups from Freshworks. I would call out maybe Secure Den, which is Zoho, Spendflow, Revenue Hero. So they're all scaling nicely. Again, a lot of them we have seen from idea stage now generating millions of dollars of revenue. So we just have to be patient to see more companies emerge. So, really excited for all of them.
Mithun?
No, I mean, all of the product companies which are doing really well. And it's nice to now see some consumer businesses also come out of Chennai. I saw this, the 100 crore mark businesses, there are about 4 or 5 of them. Indus Valley's come there. Plush is reaching in that direction as well also. Many of these businesses are coming up in Chennai. And I think people are now realizing that they can build from anywhere pretty much as such.
Great. On that note, thank you both very much. A huge round of applause for Girish and Mithun for keeping it candid and insightful. Thank you very much.